I'm joined again by Rick Young, and Rick, it was quite an interesting year to be writing about golf business. Lots happening on that front. Let's start with Nike. Nike, of course, announced it was exiting the golf equipment space to focus on apparel and footwear. So a two-part question for you. First, why do you think Nike didn't survive in the golf equipment space? And second, is this a sign, as mainstream media has said, that golf is dying?
Well, first, I don't think Nike didn't survive in the equipment space. I think for the biggest reason was it never developed a golf culture with consumers worldwide. And that's significant because really what you have is a lot of companies out there amongst the industry heavyweights that do have that culture. In terms of clubs and equipment, Nike's actually only been in the game since about 2002. That's 14 years, and that's simply not long enough. So I think the lack of patience, the competition in the hard goods space is the biggest reason why they're no longer there.
TaylorMade is for sale by its parent company Adidas. What do you think a TaylorMade sale might mean for the golf industry?
You know, I don't think overall it's going to mean a whole lot to the average consumer out there. I don't think it's really going to see too much change in terms of product or research and development or even tour staff. I think what you'll see is a significant change in terms of stability, and that's what the company hasn't had. Certainly under Adidas AG, the parent company right now, there isn't that stability because of the pending sale. I think what you're going to see, however, is that's going to come to fruition very, very soon here, likely before the end of the year, and I think you're going to see private equity of some sort, whether it's an Asian private equity firm or a US private equity firm, land TaylorMade.
Well, on the other side of things, there's been lots of speculation about Acushnet becoming a public company. An initial public offering perhaps being put out at some point. What are you hearing there, and what might that mean moving forward?
Interestingly enough, I thought this initial public offering, the IPO, would have been actually already engaged in by Acushnet, which it hasn't, which is leading some of us to speculate what might be going on or what might not be going on. What will happen here is I think that Fila Korea, the current major company that owns Titleist and Acushnet, they're going to be able to buy out some of the other players that they're involved in from an ownership stake in Titleist and Acushnet. I think the other thing too is they're going to try to raise a lot of money, and that's going to take this company more global. I think one of the things with Titleist and Acushnet is it's seemingly very North American centric. This is going to allow Titleist to be seen as a big global player in amongst some of the rest of the major companies out there, and that's going to serve them well.
We're going from global to domestic. The other massive news in this country is Golf Town. Under new ownership now, there's speculation that they're going to be a streamlined version of Golf Town moving forward. What do you think the future of this big box retailer is here in Canada?
I think the future of Golf Town in Canada is just fine. I really do. Despite what's gone on, despite the amount of money that they owe unsecured creditors in this country, they still control over almost 50% of the market in Canada. That's big, and that's a huge, huge bonus for anybody that's buying this company. The current scuttlebutt around is that Fairfax Financial Holdings is going to be buying them and implementing a couple of key retail partners to turn around the company. But it's very important that we realize that currently of 56 stores, it will not have that many. They are going to contract. They are going to have to get down to a more workable number, and the one we're hearing mostly is 35 to 40. That's going to cause some pain in the short term, but in the long term, Golf Town is going to be just fine.
Well, as you've seen, lots for you to focus on here in 2016. Let's hope for your sake there's lots of news on the business front in 2017 as well.